everybody, Lisa Carey from Make Your Business Simple. Today I'm going to continue on with my three ways series, and today we are looking at 3 ways to effectively file your information. Now, this is good for any businesses who need to organise themselves, or for entrepreneurs who use multiple sites and need to store their information. So if you know anybody like that, can you please share it with them, because they'll get some really handy tips and simple ways that they can fix this, and like and share it as well. So you've had a few clients come to me this week and they're really struggling with their files. They are having trouble finding things. It's costing them a lot of time and money to search through all their files and still not be able to find what they need. Sometimes there's liabilities attached with that, where they need certain documents or they need to produce them for particular regulatory bodies or for their clients, and they just can't do it. So people are just getting really frustrated, and there are some really simple ways that they can alleviate this problem. So again, if you know any business owners who need to organise themselves, or they're complaining about never being able to find anything, or entrepreneurs who use multiple systems, then please share this with them, because we're going to go through 3 simple steps on ways to organising your information. So we will start with step 1. Now, like a lot of things, I like to plan out what you're going to do. So you set up a file structure. Now, how you do that is you sit down with a pen and a paper, if you want to, and just put everything that you need in the structure. So if you have certain areas of your business, so if you've got a finance area, an IT area, then you can set up different file structures for each area. If it's just more simple business, you can just have whatever files that you need for your business. So it's just up to you what you need, basically. So write it down, write down what you need, write down subfolders if you need them, however you want to break down your information and however you want to store it. So if an example would be, if you like to store your financial information by client, or if you want to do it by financial year, you need to think about this before you set things up, so that you know exactly what you need and how you want to view that information later on. Now, a good way to do this is, once you've set the structure up on paper, is to then go and set it up in the system, obviously using what you've done on paper to replicate in the system. And then I always like to recommend to my clients to use templates. So with your filing structures, you can actually set up templates. Now, I always just name them something generic, like template client file. So this is where, if you have a client, and you may always open these exact same folders for them. So you might open a marketing file, or a communication file, whatever the files may be. You can, but you always seem to open the same ones. I usually just do a template. Set up the template, put them in a template file, so then you can just copy and paste the template over and change the name of it to whatever the client's name or whatever the template is. It's just a really quick way to get consistency in your filing structure at all times, and you'll have the exact same files opened, but it won't take you a long time to do it. So setting up the filing structure is very important, as with planning anything. But the next step I would recommend is looking at your naming conventions. Now, what is a naming convention, you might say? It's just how you name things. So the first thing you would do there is define how you want things to be named. Now, a good example of this is where people like to put the date. So do you put the date at the beginning? Do you put it at the end? How do you do the date? Like, do you do the date, month, year, month, date, year, however you do it, it just needs to be the same all the time. Now, identifying what information you need in your file names is important as well. So if you have a client, for example, you might want the date, you might want the client name, you might want what the file is. but you need to decide what that is. Obviously, that's going to change depending on which file it is, which client, or like industry you're in, whatever the case may be. So you just need to set out how you want all your files to be named, and then you need to make it relevant as well, so that when people are searching for the files, they're searching with keywords that actually make sense to them. So again, build relevant naming conventions into the system that you're going to use. And again, it's just about consistency. So if you've got a naming convention for one file, try and use that same one. Again, I'll use the dates. If you're doing a month, date, year for all your marketing stuff, do the exact same one for all your IT stuff or for your admin. Like, just keep it consistent. One good thing is just think about what you would look for if you were searching it and you didn't know where to start looking. So yeah, using those keywords are great. Now, the third and final simple tip is to build this filing into your processes. Now, once you've set up your structure and you've defined what your naming conventions should be, you then need to identify, okay, when something should be filed. So if there's a particular point in your process that something should be filed, usually at the end, build that into the process so that it gets done automatically. Filing and storing information can be a bit like just storing your hard files. So you get pushed to the side, or it gets done really, really poorly. But if you build it into your processes on when you should do it, so you do A, B, and C, and then D, you file it. Now, what people will need to know is how to file it. So if you've got particular filing systems, they need to know, okay, how they can get into them, how they do it. You can do up a little process for that if you want, or just make sure it's part of their processes, either in a checklist, or just let them know that is part of their process, as long as they know. And another main thing is who files it. So whose role is it to actually file it? Because some people nobody knows who's filing it. They think somebody else has done it, and nothing gets done well, or it gets done incorrectly, and then nobody can find anything. So they are the three simple ways that you can organize your information. So I'll just quickly go over them again. So set up your file structure, understand what it is you need and how you want it to be set out. Look at your naming conventions, define how you want to see your information, make sure it's relevant and makes sense. And then once you've got that, just build it into your processes so everybody does it, and you've got that consistency in your filing, and you will be able to find everything, and you won't be frustrated about not being able to find things. It won't cost you hours of searching and wasting time, and as we know, time is money. And yeah, so they're the three simple steps. So please comment if you found this useful, and share and like it. Again, share it with any business owners, any entrepreneurs that you think might have the need to understand how to organize their information a bit better. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye.